Hey, I'm Nicholas. Welcome to my channel. I've been working as a freelance industrial designer for almost a year now. And a while ago, I made a video about how to start doing this and get your first client. But since I haven't even had a year of experience under my belt of running my own business, it would be an understatement to say that I've been on the struggle bus a few times. I've always been curious about how to structure a client design project, how you organize your own design process in a way that allows you to iterate between different ideas and stay creative in the business world, because that's what the design process is. And whether you're a graphic designer making a logo, or a product designer, or an industrial designer, it can be hard to estimate how long a task will take because we never really finish something like sketching or prototyping. Creativity is not a step-by-step process. I'm gonna show you the client design project structure that I've been using, and it's pretty simple. Keep in mind that this strategy is specific to the industrial design field, but the formula can be applied to any creative industry. The very first thing you should do with any new client is to set their expectations about how long a project will take and what the deliverables will be in that time frame. As a freelancer, you have the freedom to decide what your deliverables are going to be during any given project. And in my small amount of experience, I used to set up my client projects as a step-by-step process. And my first deliverable was always a page of sketches to send by the end of the week. But for most creative industries, and especially industrial design, you'll typically go back and forth between things like sketching and CAD and research and prototyping. How do you know what part of the design process you'll be done with and when, so you can assign your deliverables? Well, I don't know, but I think I found a better way of thinking about it. I've just been telling my clients that it's just an iterative process. Set some sort of milestone to direct the project, or neither of you will know what to expect. In most scenarios, a client will hire you if they need help to design and sell a new product. So to give yourself the most flexibility in the creative process, you should make that your one and only deliverable. And all of the tasks leading up to that, like sketching and prototyping, can be up to you to figure out approximately how long the entire project will take. You might find that more often than not, a client won't want you to develop a product from beginning to end all at once. I think that's because product development tends to get really expensive and there's no guarantee that a product will sell. So you might want to have a few menu items that are smaller and kind of safer steps of the design process. If a client knows what they want, I might say that I offer market research, conceptualization, DFM, which stands for Design for Manufacturing, and CFM, which stands for Color, Material, and Finish. And so those are just some of the services that I say that I'll offer them if they need something a little simpler or a little quicker. And sometimes they don't know what they want, and that's okay, because hopefully you'll be able to answer some of their questions and lead them in the right direction. At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter if you give a client one tiny sketch or a page of Pinterest-worthy design sketches, because the value is in the final product, unless the client says otherwise. But here's the other problem. Think of it as if you're painting a landscape. Even if you have all of the elements on the canvas, there will always be room to add more detail to the picture. So how do you know how long it will take you to finish a project like this? While I haven't tried this yet, assign a maximum amount of weeks under a project fee. And then every week following, I'll charge a certain percentage extra per week if a client wants more revisions or if the project is taking a little bit longer than expected. I don't really like the idea of limiting the amount of revisions a client will get, because you might end up bargaining with the complexity of what a client asks for. But again, I don't have much experience, so I recommend watching one of TheFutur's videos linked in the description below. Now, only having one deliverable does mean you'll have quite a long time without any formal delivery. And most clients like to know what's up and to keep tabs. So to compensate for the lack of deadlines, ask your client when they want updates. I've been updating my clients every few days, but some of them are more responsive than others, so I should probably ask what they want. And a lot of times clients respond to updates late at night or on the weekends. And while I don't mind working on the weekends, you should definitely set your office hours so they know that if they send an email at a weird time, then you might not respond right away. I think that as a general strategy, having only one deliverable for an entire project will give you so much more creative freedom as long as you tell the client some of the typical steps involved in a project and to just keep them updated every few days so they know what you're doing. And while I don't have the experience to tell you the specifics on how to connect your work to how much you should charge, I hope that I was able to give you at least a little bit of advice on how to structure a client project. Once I get more experience under my belt, I definitely want to make a video about how to price yourself. But in the meantime, I recommend checking out some of TheFutur's videos. I have a specific one linked in the description below where Matthew and Sina talks about how to work remote freelance jobs. In general, TheFutur is just so helpful with all of this kind of information. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.